Hi, I'm Gary Worthington and I'm back again with another simple technique video on how to airbrush t-shirts with Createx Colors. What I have here is I have a rabbit stencil that I've sprayed the back of with a little spray adhesive, and I'm going to adhere that to the shirt just like that. Press it down, make sure all the edges are touching. Alright, remember with that adhesive, less is more, a little goes a long way. Now I'm going to take Createx black and I'm just going to fill in my markers and go around the edge. This is about a 3 to 5 minute design, depending on your situation, and is intended to show you quick, easy money-making things that you can do at a fair or in a regular t-shirt shop, on the beach, anywhere like that. Not intended to be a piece of fine art, more of just a everyday money-making design. For some reason, this rabbit has been very popular lately. I'm getting a lot of requests for this one. So I'm just going through, filling in those little areas, moving along. I'm trying to move along at about the same speed I would on a normal day. It is a little slower for the video, but you can get the idea. I'm going to put a little shadow under him. Now I'm going to switch over to fluorescent magenta or fluorescent raspberry. Either one. Both of them work the same for this purpose. And then I'm going to just go around the outside edge, really pushing that fluorescent color in there. These fluorescent colors are so bright and so clean that they really make these things pop. I'm going to come back in again with a little bit of a dynamic background, something that grabs attention. Just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to switch back over to the pink, and that's Createx fluorescent pink. Those two colors are close, so it's not as much of a clean out situation as you might think. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of an edge to that and maybe pull a few lines in between. This is not a necessary step, but customers really like it a lot. It adds a lot of dynamic pop to the design, okay? So now we have that, and we're going to switch over to Createx Transparent Red Oxide. This is my go-to for light brown. They also make a light brown, but I prefer this color because of the variation I can get out of it. So I'm going to peel this off now, and you're going to see that we have a perfectly clean edge with a beautiful color separation difference there. And what that does is it makes this figure pop out really, really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this red oxide and I'm just going to start shaping out this rabbit, bunny. Not trying to be perfect. You're not doing a portrait here. You're just making some children happy. And that's the name of the game. So I'm just following the contours of my stencil. Another thing I want to point out, when you're making your own stencils for things like this, the more work you put into that part, the less work you're going to have to put in here. The stencil is doing all the work for me right here. And in the end, it really makes these colors shine. see, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to add a little bit of dimension to the rabbit and get some color down. Okay? For speed purposes, I'm just using one color and I'm letting it do all the values that I want. Dark and light. That's the beauty of using the airbrush, and these colors work great for it, is you can get all those values that you want. And again, this should be about a 3 to 5 minute design depending on what your situation is and where you are. Okay, I'm going to switch back over to magenta now. I'm going to rinse out that brown, put my magenta on, just spray it through a little bit. I'll also point out that in a situation like this, a multi-gun setup really saves you time, and it also saves you money because you're not spraying out as much paint. Your paint stays right where it needs to be. So I just gave that rabbit a little bit of dimension in the ears and on the tongue. Now I'm going to switch back to black. I'm going to come in here. I'm just going to connect that line there. While I have my black in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and write the name. Okay, and you're just doing a one-stroke name. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but that's what sells the design. People love to see their name. And now we're going to switch over to green. I'm going to give that rabbit a little bit of eye color. Just like this. Just this simple. There. I'm going to go around this name with that same name. While I have it in my hand. Just to bring that color out there. What that's called is a loose wrap, because it's away from the letters. A tight wrap would be something where you follow the edge of the letters and wrap that in color. Both of them work great. This kind of mimics a little bit of a bubble letter kind of look, so people kind of like it. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to fluorescent blue. This is Createx fluorescent blue, and we're just going to put a little bit of color in his belly, and then we're done. So again, you're going to spray out the green. That was the same brush that the green was using. Another thing I want to point out is you see how these fluorescent colors are just coming out of the airbrush like a fire hose. That's what you're looking for. The faster you can get this color out and the better it flows like that, the more money you can make and the happier you'll be. But it's pretty rare to have color that flows like that, and I want to say that this is really blasting out of the airbrush. All right, so that's it. That's all we have to do, and we're done, and you're into that for maybe about $18 you can sell it for. So go out there, give it a try, and have fun.